Hi, hi. This is Olivia from Relax Radio on Kaleidoscope. Okay, so we were talking about, the previous days we were talking about prostitution and racism, and today we're talking about inequality, gender inequality, and the practice of feminism. So, what is feminism again? So, according to dictionary definitions, it's essentially about the theoretical theory of political, economic, and social equality of sexes, organized activity on behalf of women's rights and interests. So, how then has feminism been attached with so many negative stereotypes? The feminist movement, like any other social movements, is constantly changing. In the present wave of feminism, activism, and advocacy for equality for all people, despite race, class, religion, age, or sexual orientation, is at the heart of feminist agenda. So, one question people ask, and I think I repeated this before as well, and aren't all feminists the same? Yeah, well, the only thing that's in common is that we are all committed to achieving political, economic, and social equality of sex, race, and class. So, be it transsexual, male, female, asexual, transgender, politically conservative, liberal, LGBTQ, really, it's a matter of basically, it's a matter of opinions, encouraging people to, especially the women and men, to be part of it. And feminism isn't bashing men. It's a compilation of providing equality for both genders. And unfortunately, feminists often face false stereotypes, and some of it as follows: feminists hate men. We don't. um it's a common notion because some of the campaigns conducted by women and some of the actions conducted by women kind of claim or give out the vibe that we are anti men due to the fact that they either beat men up or go a little extreme with presenting their point, honestly, which is unnecessary and uncoordinated. And on behalf of them, I apologize, but feminists do not hate men and are not supposed to hate men. Okay, feminists are angry, not the extreme one, not the ones who actually support it. The extreme ones, probably. There are people, some who are so inbuilt and in depth with feminism that they think that feminism is just supporting women's rights, even if it means demeaning and making men feel like crap. That's not true. Feminists, they say, are unattractive and not feminine. Wrong again. See, the point of feminism is to show equality among ages, genders, sexes, whatever it is, right? And we are trying to produce free speech and allow safety, to produce comfort, to produce to create a revolution in terms of safety, security, opportunities, career paths, and it's not just having painted lipstick and walking down the street with stilettos. It's not just trying to be attractive and being unfeminine. Okay. And they say all feminists are lesbians. Wrong again. You can be any sexuality, and feminists do not have to be just women. It can be both men and women, and supporting both genders is extremely important in order for people to have peace on an overall scale. Okay. And number five, feminists are all pro choice. Wrong. We don't always go for things that are always benefiting women only. Actually, we look forward to help men as well, especially when they are being stereotyped in ways where they have to do this, they have to do that to be the breadwinner, to be responsible of every activity that is in dominant terms. No. So therefore, we promise you, or especially people who are actually willing to make a choice and who are willing to make change, real change, and not the extremist aspects. We are not just pro-choice, so we will take back if required. And essentially, feminism is a free spirit. Feminism is a concept that allows people to have an equal empowerment. It's about equal career opportunities, equal awareness. To not just claim titles. If you're feminist, you cannot be religious, they say. Wrong again. All feminists are career women and do not support stay-at-home moms. Extremely wrong. Actually, one of the cluster of people we support the most is stay-at-home moms, because these are the people who face most of the abuse and violence. Because stay-at-home moms have go through so much of drastic measures that I think sometimes people overlook how stay-at-home moms suffer, especially on mental terms. They feel psychologically tested and uncomfortable and very burdened, and they feel like what they're doing is an obligation and not a real free chosen responsibility. Therefore, this is why feminism also exists, also to encourage and to motivate stay at home moms to go towards what is right for them and what they believe can make a good difference in what they do, and not just to stay at home and look after kids, but also to look after themselves and do what gives them the passion of doing something that is of good importance. Okay. Um, so number six, I think number six, seven. Feminists are bra burners who hate sex. Wrong again. We are not criminals who intend to be criminals. Actually, we want to ensure that at the end of the day, people support both genders no matter what. Okay, feminists believe in marriage. Feminists believe in unity of people, and we do not support anti men, anti other sexes, just to keep ourselves positioned high, just for as a method of coping, as a coping mechanism. So if you ever have found yourself saying, "I'm not a feminist, but I am all for equality," then ask yourself, why do you not claim this title? If it is because of the misconceptions of what a feminist truly is, then empower yourself to raise awareness about what feminism really is. Okay, what has feminism done for me? Okay, so feminism and the fight for equality has drastically changed the landscape of our nation and the world. For a brief summary of women's history in the United States, in the UK, and so many other places. Okay, don't feminists want women to be more powerful than men, and doesn't that make them sexist? No. Feminists are all about equality between genders, and if someone says otherwise, that is not feminism. That's the truth. Which means feminists don't want women to be more powerful than men any more than we want men more powerful than women. What may seem like a discriminatory act against men is actually an attempt to level the playing field between men and women. So it is all about breaking these myths and stereotypes and actually joining the fight against sexism in order to create parallel and equal levels of opportunity, advantage, comfort, at the same time security, safety, esteem to among men and women on the same level. But men and women are already equal. Why does feminism still exist? While huge strides have been made towards complete gender equality, a great deal of work remains to be done, both in US and abroad, including the gender pay gap, access to reproductive health care, protection against sexual assault and violence, and gender representation in media, among the other issues. Okay. So you're a guy. Okay, you could be a guy, but I'm a guy. Why should I care about feminism? This is something that a lot of people do ask. According to John Legend, he says all men should be feminists. If men care about women's rights, the world will be a better place. While you may be a man, a little over half of people in the world are women, which means you, without a doubt, know someone who is female. If you care about equality for your mother, sister, grandmother, aunt, cousin, girlfriend, wife, or friend who is female, then feminism should be important to you. Additionally, feminism is about equality for all marginalized groups, equality for those who are LGBTQ, disabled, and ethnic and racial minorities. Caring about feminism means caring about people who fit into these categories. And finally, feminism is not only committed to changing negative stereotypes about being a woman. A large facet of feminism is understanding stereotypes about masculinity and the effect these stereotypes have on society and what it means to be a man. But are never acted in prejudicial ways, people say, towards someone of a different race, sex, gender, sexual orientation, physical ability. Why should I care about feminism? One of the focus of feminism and movement towards equality is a focus not only on interpersonal interactions, but on the systems which influence social inequality. While you personally may not be prejudiced, that does not change the fact that we live in a society where racism, sexism, classism, heterosexism, ableism still impact the lives of people who don't fit in the preferred group. Admitting that you possess some quality that is favored in society, that is, you're white, heterosexual, male, or abled, isn't a personal failing or a bad thing. In fact, recognizing your own privilege is a huge step to in recognizing the ways in which inequality affects groups of people. What's the difference between sex and gender? Sex is whether or not someone is male or female. Gender is a social construction of feminine and masculine traits. So, with that, we'll continue on to our last upcoming segment, which is coming up in a matter of a couple of minutes. So, stay tuned, and also remind you we have an amazing application called Relax Radio on your App Store or Play Store. So, make sure to download and take us wherever you go. And also make sure to follow our Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, and YouTube pages, and just keep in touch with us, and just let us know what you feel like listening to us on the long run, okay? Because we would love to share whatever we can with you. Because honestly, it's fun to share something that you would actually love to hear from, well, me or anyone in general. And honestly, in a world where there are so many issues that we need to talk about, gender equality and inequality is just one of them. Okay, so stay tuned for more exciting topics that are coming up, and basically the segment will end with a couple of other notes in mind. So stay tuned. This is Olivia from Kaleidoscope on Relax Radio.